Good day, I'm Verson Bola. I hail Carib-Sport. Well, that's it. Trinidad Tobago Soca Warriors, we're out of it. Trinidad Tobago put up a spirited display against Jamaica, coming from 1 goal down to draw 1 all. But at the end of the day, not enough points accumulated. And that's it. Jamaica still have a shot. Curacao have a definite shot. In fact, it's between Jamaica and Curacao for first, second. And one of them will still have a half a chance at qualifying for the World Cup. But for Trinidad Tobago and the Soca Warriors, it's over. And this was a game where Trinidad, like in their match against Curacao, dominated in all aspects of the game, thoroughly dominated, but simply could not get enough balls in the back of the net. If one looks at the stats, I mean, it's overwhelmingly in Trinidad and Tobago's favor. Ball possession 62% to 38, total shots 17 to 6, shots on target 6 to 1, 6 to 1, and one damn shot, you know, score. Big chances 3 to 0. Corner kicks, they edged us 4 to 3. So it's another match where Trinidad and Tobago again dominated in all aspects or most aspects of the statistics. But no matter how pretty you play, no matter how well you play, you've got to put that ball at the back of the net, and you've got to win your matches at home. Um, Curacao is managing to do it. Jamaica has managed to do it to some degree, and that is why they still have a shot at going to the World Cup. And we do not. A quick look at the game. First 15 minutes, TNT, not surprisingly, dominated the possession, and Jamaicans were a bit passive, finally getting some shots off at goal around the 19th minute. At this point, Deron Payne was doing a very good job of shutting down Cephas. He didn't nullify him completely, but he was shutting him down. He was marking him hard. He was squeezing him, and in other words, he wasn't making it easy for him to get shots at goal. And the one time he wasn't there, well, I'll tell you what happened. At 25th minute, Levi gets a ball, works his way up from the right, and takes what looks like a shot from a very acute angle inside the box, just missing the far post. If someone had been there just to stick a foot out, that would have been 1-0. But again, good work by Levi, always doing great work coming in from the right. Although they have him up front, this is where he needs to be. He needs to be on the right, but he's helping out the team up front. Can't blame the coach for that. 35th minute, there was a misunderstanding between the Jamaican goalkeeper and the defender. Payne got the ball. Again, Payne having a great game. Runs down the, on the right, curves it in beautifully for Spicer, who manages a shot hard, but just to the keeper's left, who could get a hand to it, and saving Jamaica some blushes. I'm sure many Jamaican fans were a bit worried when there was that miscommunication with the ball. Around the 40th minute, I started to ask myself, look, is this going to end up like the Curacao game? Are we going to play well, play nice, but not score enough to win? Well, within a minute of that, Jamaica scores off a corner. It's a ball that comes in from the top of the box. Russell de Barnsley, midfielder, heads it in, and he was marginally offside. We got away with that one. I mean, it was close. It was close. All right. Um, then the 46 minutes, Spice up deep in the Trinidad half, defending, lobs a ball up for Levi. Levi gets it with defenders on either side of him. He rushes forward, gets a left-footed shot off, just going over the bar. And with Levi, you never know when a goal is going to score. 53rd minute, TNT is pressuring at this point. They're in the Jamaican box. Well, a long ball is sent for Cephas, and no Payne is there because Payne was too far forward. So on this occasion, it was Riemann who had to handle him, and Riemann in the box gets shaken, he gets beaten, but he slips, and as he slips, that's all Cephas needed, that extra bit of space, nobody to squeeze him, nobody to press him, and he knocks it past the goalkeeper's left. And that's it, the way it is, I guess when his pain couldn't be everywhere all the time. Had been me, I'm an old time football kind of guy, but I'm no big time footballer. I would have told Devon Payne, your job is to stick on CFAS. No matter where CFAS goes, you go. If CFAS goes to the bathroom, you go to the bathroom. And, you know, of course, there's a bit of a contradiction. He can't always run forward and contribute the way he did, and he did. But as I said, CFAS managed to get past Riemann, and it was a slip that I think got Riemann. If he had been beaten but still had his footing, he could have at least managed to squeeze him and make the shot a little difficult. But such was not the case. 73rd minute, well, Molino, no, sorry, 67th minute, Mitchell and Molino are brought on, M&M, and Levi was put on the right. And this is where Levi plays his best. Nobody plays the right like Levi. But he's up front helping us because nobody can play up front like Levi. And he can't be everywhere. I've always wondered why not play Levi on the right and have Sealy up front with somebody else. Let Levi work his way on the inside and also feed them. That's just me. But once Levi was on the right, that was it. There was this fellow called, sorry, I'm missing my place here. Yes, Levi was put on the right. And Rico Henry, that's it. The ex-England under-19 defender, playing for Brentford in the Premiership. That fella didn't know if he was coming or going. He had a baptism with Levi Garcia. The entire Jamaican team at this point was struggling with Levi on the right. And the 73rd minute, Molino crosses it in from the right. Justin Garcia, the other Garcia, he gets a header, narrowly missing the post. At one point, I thought it hit the post and went up, but no, it hit the far post, but it was close. It was close. Then in the 85th minute, M&M, the combination, the substitutes, they linked up. It was a long ball from Rampasad. Went to Justin Garcia, puts it over to Mitchell. Mitchell with his back to goal lays it over to Molino. Molino with a crowded box with defenders in front of him, running in front of him, knocks it to the goalkeeper's left and he scores. So Kevin Molino still performing at his age, 32, 33. This is a man who contributed in the goal against Curacao, who scored for Defence Force recently in Jamaica in the Caribbean Cup, and who's now scored again against Jamaica. So still contributing. Give Dwight York for his substitutes, paying off. So at this point, it's 1-all. It's 5 minutes of regular time. You figure at least 5 minutes of injury time. Can Trinidad and Tobago do it? I remember 0-6, we came from behind against Mexico. We came from behind against Guatemala. And in the second minute of injury time, Mitchell collects a ball. Loads of space. Defenders on either side of him. And I'm wondering what can happen here. And he just drops. He just drops and holds his leg. And that was basically it. It was over. And the dream is over. And Trinidad and Tobago is out of it. The Jamaicans still have a chance. I know a lot of people are disappointed. But I want you to understand something. This team has evolved. I was disappointed, but not as disappointed as I thought I should be. I was actually kind of pleased, and I was like, what are you pleased about? And I know why I was pleased. Because in 2024, this team wasn't anything like it is now. We have evolved, but not as quickly as we needed to evolve. I want you to hear this, huh? 9 names. Kobe Henry, Josiah Trimingham, Rio Cardenas, Darren Payne, Wayne Frederick II, Jaren Jackie, Dante Seeley, Tyrese Spicer, and Roel Mitchell. None of these guys were available to us in 2024. And Mitchell just joined the team like literally a week ago. 9. This is what Angaziv had to deal with in his tenure, and Dwight York for the last few months of 2024. So we have definitely come a long way. Every name there has brought added value to the side. Even Roel Mitchell, who played, 25 minutes of football or whatever he played, he had an assist in the one goal that was scored. All right. So yes, we've managed to evolve. Our midfield and forward line still needs to be much better, but it's better than it once was. And if this is the kind of progress we've made in the last 12 months, and nobody can deny that, what is possible for the next 24 months, and not even 4 years, the next 2 years, with the grandparent rule in effect and with the lineage rule in effect? What can we do in the next 24 months? If we've done this in the last 12 months and evolved to such a degree, remember that in 2023, just 2 years ago, Jamaica embarrassed us and humbled us in the Gold Cup. I believe it was a 4-1 victory, and it wasn't remotely competitive. Jamaicans were superior in every aspect of the game. Um, we gave Jamaica a hell of a run for their money in Kingston. The stats will prove that, and we certainly edged them in every aspect in Trinidad. We just didn't score enough to win. So, if we can do this in 12 months, what can we do in the next 24 months? There's nowhere else to go but up. Yes, Dante, Seeley, and Spicer have helped us up front, and made it a little better. But we need to look better. We need to find better. We need to find players to the point where a man like Dante Seeley has to fight for his spot to start. Even Spicer, if such a thing is possible. If you look at the defense, Justin Garcia had a great World Cup and barely got a game in the World Cup qualifiers. Alvin Jones, who was a fine defender, but perhaps the best free kick in terms of power in Concacaf, can't get a game. All right. So these are things you have to take into consideration. Noah Powder, again, who played very well as a left back in the first World Cup qualifier, has struggled to get a game here. Why? It has to do with the depth of the defense. The depth of the defense. So that is a hell of a thing. To have Justin Garcia struggling to start, to have Alvin Jones no longer on the team, to have Darren Payne, which didn't surprise me at all, finally getting to start because of the absence of Rio Cardenas and doing a fine job. So we need to find that level of depth in our midfield and our forward line, and hopefully that will come in the next 2 years because everything can't be Levi Garcia. All right, and it's not that the other guys are playing badly, but we got to do better. We got to find better. We've done it with our defenders. Now we need to do it with our midfielders and our forward line. A lot of people talking about Dwight York. Maybe let go Dwight York. Let go Dwight York for what? He has evolved with the team. He took a team that didn't have much to offer, easily the weakest team we've had in 25 years plus, certainly in the last 40 years. And he has managed to get some decent results with limited resources. He's had to build the team just before and during World Cup qualifiers. The Jamaicans didn't have that problem. The Dutchmen didn't have that problem. We had that problem. Okay, we are the only team that Curacao could not beat. Um, and we've played 5 games and lost one. We'll probably beat Bermuda. That is one loss in 6 games. One loss in 6 games is not a bad record. But when you're not scoring enough goals, when you're not winning the matches, well, somebody will go to the World Cup and not you. So there are a lot of positives here. And the next 2 years, it's a blank page. Anything can happen. Regarding Jamaica, if I was a Jamaican fan, I'd be a little worried because we were all given a much easier path to the World Cup. And the Jamaicans must have thought they were going to win this group easily, and they may still win it, but they've had to work for it. And if you look at the quality of players coming into the Jamaican team and compare it to Curacao, which can almost up there with them, and then compare it to Trinidad, where definitely our midfield and forward line doesn't have the quantity of quality that they have. If I was the Jamaicans, I'd be wondering what the hell is going on. Why can't we put it all together? Why are we not firing on all cylinders like we should? And why have we been anticlimaxing in World Cup qualifiers for the last 10 years? I would seriously be worried, even if Jamaica does qualify. And, you know, they got a lot of work ahead of them in the World Cup. They've got some world class players, but for some reason they're not putting it all together. They're not scoring the goals that they need to score. Um, so that is their issue. We're going to talk about the Jamaica Curacao match in another video. Regarding the Trinidad Tobago team, they'll probably run some of their subs. An excellent chance for Sween to get some work done. Mitchell, if he's not too injured, I would have given Daryl Garcia a chance in this match. Um, I'm hoping at least we go out there and fight hard and not take it too lightly, not run too many subs because I want us to at least give these Bermudans 3 or 4. Um, we just got to get pumped up, and maybe as a thank you to the fans who have come out and supported us. And I'm hoping the Ttfa can understand that, well, all right, we got to start preparing for the next World Cup now, start organizing international dates now, start talking to people because we know a lot of the dates already. All right, and before the World Cup, their teams are going to want to play games. After the World Cup, their teams that are going to want to play games. We just not only just internationals, but even if there are no international dates, if they can get teams like they did with the Jamaican team to play them, we have enough free time in TTPFL. We can take a break without it killing the league or being too horrible, and allow the locally based to get games. If they had organized even 2-3 matches in July or July August, and allowed Sween and Daryl Garcia and those guys to get some games, it would have given them a better chance to know if to play them for the World Cup qualifiers instead of it being a question mark. So that's it. Jamaica has a chance. Good luck to Jamaica and Curacao. I got no dog in that race. And as for Trinidad and Tobago, we have a great future ahead, loaded with potential. The core of our team is under 24 years of age. So I'm hoping they'll stick with Dwight York, give him a chance to work with this team and accomplish what we are capable of accomplishing. If you know a Trinidad and Tobago team, this is one of the dire errors in our football. I've never seen the team, I say it with respect, in terms of lacking in talent and lacking in potency, especially in midfield and the forward line. So wishing the team the best against Bermuda. At the end of the day, tough luck, Warriors. God bless Dwight York. God bless the Soca Warriors. God bless Trinidad and Tobago. God bless the 12th man who spent a lot of money to go see that Jamaica Trinidad match. That's it. We're out.